Hello everyone and happy World Card Making Day. Welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. And I'm going to use some new products today. These are some online exclusives that, hey Amy, hey Mary. These are online exclusives that demonstrators were able to purchase for a pre-order, and I was back and forth whether I was going to use them, and I decided I wanted to. So I've got the Fluffiest Friends and the dies that go with it. And then this is not an online exclusive. This is going to be in the January to April mini catalog. If you're a demonstrator and you're able to go to Onstage, you're able to pre-order this set. But all I used from it was the one sentiment. Okay, and then the Happy Labels die. Okay, I'm going to get started. I need my dies out. Hope you were able to watch Tara's video, her fun fold. I usually do fun folds for my cards and for my videos, and I decided not to today. So, all right, and I already folded it. I'm starting with the panel of Petal Pink, which is 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a panel of the new Be My Valentine or Be My, of course now I forget the name of it. Be Mine Designer Series paper. This is part of the Be Mine suite for Onstage. So I'm going to adhere this to the top. You know, it's very tough when you're following Amy and Mary and all these great people that do videos. I feel the pressure. And one thing I'll tell you, I have a lot of trouble following comments. I do go back afterwards and I will answer anything, but if there is something that somebody asks a question, I know Amy and Mary are on and they will gladly answer the question for me. Okay, I did some of the prep work ahead of time. I did a lot of the prep work ahead of time because I have another panel of the Be Mine DSP, and I pre-cut the beehive. Here we go. This panel here, I pre-cut it. Actually, I have it on the side because I figured I can use this for another card. So I did pre-cut that, and I pre-cut the grass because I wanted to glue it in ahead of time because of using liquid glue, and also I wanted to use the foam sheets to make sure. So I have a lot of the foam sheets on the back because I want it to pop up and I don't want it to be flimsy anywhere. So I have that panel. And then what I did, I kind of cheated, but it's not really cheating as far as I'm concerned. I think it's a great idea. Okay. I have a panel of basic white, which is 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. The measurements will be on my blog tomorrow, which is creativestampindesigns.com. What I did, I don't know if you can see it, with very lightly with a pencil, I drew the hive so that I knew where the area I had to stamp. Okay, but this is for the bees, which actually I'm going to stamp the bees now. So I'm using the little bear from the Fluffiest Friends and the bees, and I need my black ink. All right, and we are just going to stamp these just on the top here. Just like that. Give them a second to dry because then I'm just going to color them in a little. And while I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm going to stamp my bear because him I am going to cut out. Just stamp this adorable little bear image on my panel of basic white. I just thought these guys were so cute. And I had them on the side, and I just really I just felt the need to use them. Okay, let me color the bees first, and then I will color my bear, just so the black has a second to dry. And I'm not really coloring. All I'm doing with it's the Light Daffodil Delight. I'm just like tapping, because these bees are so tiny. I'm afraid of going out of the lines, which I know it's a homemade card. I know it's, it's art. You can go out of the lines, but I don't want to. If my mother were here, she'd yell at me and make me do it again, because you're not supposed to go out of the lines. And just to give the wings a little bit of shimmer, I'm putting a little bit of Wink of Stella on them. Just to give them a little bit. And once this dries, I am going to erase that line, but I drew it like, I went underneath, so I had an idea of the room I had to play around with. So we're just going to hold that on the side till it dries, and I'll erase that. In the meantime, we're going to color the little bear in. So I have Crumb Cake and Ivory for the bear. And this is why I did a lot of the prep work ahead of time, because I have to color. And I figured that coloring always takes me a minute or two. And I am not at all. I just kind of throw color on. I'm not a real good coloring person. I kind of throw the color on and hope it looks good. And what I'm doing really, I'm just going over, Stampin' Up! Is nice enough to highlight, put little highlights in, and I just go over with the blends the highlighted area. So what I'm going to do is just around the ear there, because I am going to color the inside of his ears. Oh, I forgot to do his little paw pads. These I am coloring darker. At first I was going to do them lighter, but I said it's a bear. Their paws are supposed to be dark. And then just going over, blending, trying to blend the darker in with the light. And I do usually use the bullet end of my Stampin' Blends markers. But when I have a large area like this to color, I do use the brush end, and I'm really very, very lightly going over. I'm not really pressing hard in coloring. If you press hard, the brush tip will get ruined easily. So I'm kind of just doing little strokes. I don't want to go over the nose. So if you are a demonstrator, you can purchase these now. They're the pre-order. If you're not, if you're a customer, then I would contact whoever your demonstrator is and see if you can hop in and join. There we go. Little paw. It's a very tight area. Oh, I forgot to color the bottom of his feet. I'm just going to go with this one right here. And then I have my ivory for his nose. Just to make it a little bit different color. And I'm going to do the ears with the ivory too. I was going to do petal pink, but we're going to do ivory. And then I have the Daffodil Delight again for the honey. And again, if you are, I'm really sorry. I just don't do well reading comments, and sometimes, occasionally I can. All right, and then because I wanted to pick up the Sweet Sorbet from the Designer Series paper, I'm making his honey pot the Sweet Sorbet. And again, I'm just with the darker color, and I went out of the lines a little. That's okay. The darker color, I'm doing the highlighted areas. Now, if this was white, I would go over it with my color lifter, but it's not. I already colored the bear, so I can't do that. So we're just going to pretend it's not there. And sometimes when a mistake is not a mistake, it's just a place to put an embellishment. But I don't have any embellishments for this card. Okay, I'm just going to take a second, as soon as I find my die cut, and I'm going to go cut him out. We're going to hope we cut him straight the first time. If not, I'm going to be really upset. Okay, not too bad. And again, if you've watched my lives before, I don't do die cutting live. And even on my Instagram Reels, I do not do the die cutting live because I'm a crooked die cutter sometimes. So sometimes it takes me a little longer than I want it to. And I'm just erasing that line because I know I just needed it mainly. I was originally going to stamp the bear, but then I figured if I made a mistake, I was stuck. So I figured I would stamp it on different paper, color it in. All right, so now we're going to put this together. Maybe. So I did get my idea, I will tell you. When you are able to order this, I don't know if they'll have the same pictures, but there was a card. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my Stampin' seal. There was a card showing the bear being used, and so I kind of cased the card. Kind of. I just added the DSP instead of using ink. I got glue. Sorry, I don't want anything to stick to it. All right, so we are going to try our best to get this centered on here. And if it's off-centered, it's okay. I'll off-center the piece that's going to go over the top. Now, something else I like to do is I like rubbing the things on the back because I have had ink on my hands that ends up on my picture. All right, I'm just going to take all the adhesive off this. And try not to stick to it too much. And I used my, oh, I'm sticking to it. My foam sheets, I used, what I did is I measured what this was, and I want to say it was like 3/4 of an inch. So I cut a 1/2 inch piece of the foam sheet to put there. Like I said, I just don't want it to sag at all. And I would have been using a lot of dimensionals. Any other time I would have just put a couple dimensionals here, a few here, but no. It's almost like doing a shaker card, putting as much as I did, except I would have had to go all the way around. I think I got it all. Yep, okay. All right, and we're going to just set this Okay, when I was practicing this, and in case you couldn't tell, I never have a card made ahead of time, so then if I make a mistake, nobody knows but me. So there we go. That is going to go just like that. And again, I'm going to open it and give it a press from the back. So my bear is going to go in there, and then I also did this whole, the branch, the leaves, and the honey, the hive, ahead of time. The branch is in pecan pie, the leaves are in granny apple green, and the beehive is in daffodil delight. And I cut them all out, and because I needed liquid glue, I glued it all together ahead of time. And then I did add some dimensionals on the back, and I do use the half of dimensionals, and even pieces of the, I use every bit of those sheets. I use every corner, every side. When I need a little tiny piece, I slice them nice and thin. So let's see if I got my bees in the right place, because that I did not. I did. Look at that. I got them in the right place, right where I wanted them. Okay, and now this, we're going to use just a little bit of liquid glue on the bear, and we're going to slip him just under the grass, just a little bit. And I don't want to stick my fingers in it, I do tend to use liquid glue a lot when I'm live, because I need that extra wiggle room. I guess I covered a bee. Oh well, you know what, the bee's got to stay covered. Nope, I'm good. There was no glue there, so he's out a little bit. Okay, not too bad with the bees. All right, and then I lost my piece of paper. There it is. I have it. This is too big of a piece, but I'm going to stamp the sentiment on it. And I have, that's the wrong one. I have my sweet sorbet, because again, I wanted to pull the sweet sorbet from behind. You're as sweet as honey for the front, because I just thought that was so cute. And we're going to do our best to get it centered on this piece. Kind of have to hold my breath when I do it, because the camera gets in the way a little bit. So I can never tell if I'm straight or not. And I am. Okay, part of my Y didn't come out, but that's okay. I'm going to just let it go and go with it. And I'm going to get my paper trimmer because, again, I need it to be straight. So this piece was, I guess it was a 1/2 inch. And we're going to cut it to like 3 3/4. And I got to cut a little bit of this side off. Because I made it a little bit too much. Okay, so what is that, 3 5/8, I guess? Yeah, that's good. But then I'm going to just angle this a little. That looks good. I know a lot of you can do this freehand, but I am a bit of a crooked cutter. So I tend to like to use my trimmer, though I do cut things. I do fussy cut a little bit. All right, and we're going to pop that up on the bottom. And I do have my dimensionals here. And I have, and that's a bad strip. My dog got a hold of the whole strip instead of just the backs. We're just going to put a few on the back. Yeah, the other night I had a class and she grabbed something and went running. It was my dimensionals. And I'm just going to put 3 of them, which should be good. I love using the Take Your Pick tool, especially to take dimensionals off, dimensional back. I always get them stuck to me. Now we're going to try to get this straight. And it's just a tad bit bigger, so I need to let it overhang just like that 32nd of an inch. Okay, let's do the inside. So I just have a panel of basic white for the inside. And get my pokey tool out of the way. And we have, oh, Life is Better With You. So this can be used as a card for any occasion. You can make it into a birthday card. Make it into anything. I just need my bumblebees again. Stamp a couple bumblebees around it. Because I always like to do something on the inside and the outside. It's the only bad thing with the cling stamps. I like the cling stamps sometimes, especially for, just going to give it a second to dry. Like the, what are they called? Distinctive stamps. I think they're great, but I can't see through them. That's where I like the photopolymers. A little bit better. Even though it's the inside, I think we're going to use a little bit of Wink of Stella on the wings again, because I think they need to have something. Give that a second to dry. I know our next one up, Amy's coming next again. So I said, they're tough ones to follow or go before. Oops. Oops. This is why I like liquid glue, because I could see have a little bit of movement. Okay, just going to finish the envelope up, because we do not do naked envelopes. Well, I don't. And I'm just using the beehive. This is the other side of it. Isn't that cute? I just thought this was the cutest paper when I saw it. I really liked the bear, and I was trying to come up with something, and then he was holding the honey pot, and I realized I had gotten this paper also, because I am going to On Stage. And again, if you're interested in joining, contact your demonstrator. Or contact your demonstrator and talk to them, and you can purchase the online exclusives as part of your starter kit, and then you can purchase this Be Mine suite, because Stampin' Up! Is going to sign you up for free. You get a free registration to On Stage. It's a virtual event It will be the beginning of November, and you will be able, if once they sign you up, once you register, you can purchase this set. And then I did stamp the bear on the front already and colored him. So the front is decorated too. So there's my card. I hope you are all having a great day. And I hope you'll be back at 2 o'clock because Amy will be going live at 2 o'clock. And I believe Akiko is after her at 3. And then we're going to take a break for the Stampin' Up! Event. And then be back tonight with Mary again. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you will consider purchasing this, the stamp set. Once it's available on the online exclusives, it will be available to customers starting in November. Right? Thanks for joining, and I hope you're having fun with the group today. Take care.